I'm Caden Leary, the 2019-2020 IJCL President.
And I'm Sarah Blade, the 2018-2019 IJCL President.
So we are here to explain what the Office of President does, what requirements it has, and just kind of some basic questions. So Sarah, what does the job of President entail?
The job of President I like to describe as sort of the glue of the officers. I have a lot of things that I have to oversee, like I preside over board meetings, make sure things run smoothly, pass motions if we decide on something or have to allocate funds to something. I oversee the officers as a whole. I schedule officer meetings to make sure everyone knows what's going on, make sure tasks are going on. If there's an officer struggling, then I figure out how to help them out and how to make sure that they can be successful in their job. I am on the committees for LDA and Fall Latin Day, so I plan some of those fun events that you guys go to, and I also do a fair amount with state convention.
Thank you. What steps did you take to get new chapters involved in the IJCL?
Well, one thing we did for deeper involvement that I wanted to do for my campaign was we created an LDA follow-up as a session at Fall Latin Day. So if you go to LDA and you make all these great, super cool ideas about how you want to get better involved in our organization and do more with the IJCL and come to more things, and those ideas fizzle out after the month of LDA because school starts heating up and you get busy. And then you can come to FLD and you can meet with officers who will say, hey, I remember your chapter, you had some really cool goals, how are those going? And you can say oh, they're going really great, or we got stuck on this step to getting more members or coming to events or whatever it is. And you have officers and a co-chair there to mentor you and talk about, okay, here's how we take you to the next level. And just having that reaching out to chapters, I feel helps get people more involved. And we're also happy to communicate with chapters if they email any officer, whatever you need to help you get more involved and build your chapter.
Definitely. What is one change you would like to see the IJCL make in the future?
Well, as someone who oversees the officers, from a board standpoint, I just want to see the officers improve, get better in any way they can, because that's what I've been really passionate about as IJCL president, and I know you'll lead your officers to that, so I'm not worried, but yeah, I just want to see officers successful, making changes when necessary, doing duties as flawlessly as they can originally, just growing, and the JCL changing as a whole. I would just say our organization growing. We're working on a non-for-profit status right now. We want to see more chapters, more faces, more people, more fun in our organization, and just grow it as much as we possibly can.
Okay. What qualities would a good president hold?
One of the most important ones that I think is kind of underrated for an IJCL president is even the way you carry yourself as a leader. And that's something I felt I struggled with the most becoming a president is if you walk into a board meeting or into a room at an event, you're the example, you're the face of the organization. So you have to be put together, at board meetings and events, we have to wear formal clothing, you have to be put together, you have to have your pin, you have to be respectful when it's necessary. You set the example of behavior in the organization, and so that's definitely a quality. Also someone who's responsible, you are managing other people, you are managing time in board meetings, you're managing products that we make for board meetings and committees. You need to be as on it as you possibly can. And people make mistakes, and I've made mistakes, and so it's definitely okay to take the presidency as a growth period, but you also have to be accountable and constantly trying to improve, and also checking in on the officers, caring about them, working to inspire as someone leading the officers and as someone who is the face of an organization. I think those are the most important things for a president to have.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I know these were definitely questions I had, and I'm sure other people have too.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure if you think thinking of running for an officer position, talk to your sponsor, and then you can email the parliamentarian at ijcl.org. So,
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.